Hey everybody, it's Ms. Barnacle back for another module, this one called Turning Percents to Decimals. So when you look at this, first, what is a percent? Percents mean out of 100. And if you look at this, it says, you know, you've heard them say there's a 60% chance of rain or there's a 20% chance of rain. You know that you've heard about the sales tax, 8%, 9%. When you go to a sale, 70% off, 25% off. Your test grades, 70%, 80%. All of those deal with out of 100. So there are ways that we turn percents into decimals because percents are not actual numbers. So in order to put them into an equation or figure anything out dealing with percents, first you have to change it into a decimal so that it becomes an actual number. So if you look at this chart, it talks about this beautiful little picture right here. It shows 3 rows of 10 plus 1 extra little square, and that is 31 out of 100. It is 31 hundredths, which is 0.31, but it's also 31% because there are 100 squares. Now, when we talk about percents to decimals, there's a very easy shortcut way to turn that into a decimal, and it is, if you look at the bottom, you move the decimal 2 places to the left and you drop the percent sign off. So that's what we're fixing to do now with these examples, and I wrote them on the board already. So I'm going to look at my first one, 89%. So to turn this percent into a decimal, step 1, drop the percent sign off. Step 2, 89 is a whole number, so we want to make sure 89 has an understood decimal at the end of it. So in order to turn that percent to a decimal, the decimal moves 2 places to the left. So 89% as a decimal is 0.89, which is 89 hundredths. Now we're talking about this one, 320%. We're going to drop the percent sign, and again, we're going to move the decimal point, which is automatically at the end of this number, 2 places to the left. So I have 3 and 20 hundredths, or you could say 3 and 2 tenths. Either one of those is the same. The 0 is just a placeholder, so you don't need it technically. Then you have this one, 7.25%. Okay, so to turn that into a decimal, you drop the percent sign. The decimal point is not at the end of the number, it's at the end of the 7 because it's already in the number, so we deal with it from where it is. So I'm going to move it 2 more places, and that means I have to add a 0 this time. So this one is, let me put the 0 in front. $725 ten-thousandths because of where I had to move my decimal. And that's all I have for percents to decimals, and when we come back we're going to do the opposite, decimals to percent.